One of the holy grails for fishers and fisheries researchers is to know when the barramundi are running hot and which years produce better barra stocks. Well, science has unlocked the secret.
That's a meteorite. That's a good one.
Basically, barramundi stocks go with the flow. The higher the annual river flow, the bigger the catch. So how did scientists work that out? Well, the answer lay hidden within the barra itself.
Just below the barra's brain lie two tiny bones called otoliths. Like our middle ear, they help keep the fish balanced. The otolith can also tell researchers the growth and age of each fish. Over the last 10 years, Dr. Ian Halliday and his team have studied the otoliths of barra from rivers right across northern Australia. Each otolith has rings, which are basically like the rings on a tree. So ageing a fish is as simple as counting the rings.
You can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings on this otolith, meaning that it was 6 years old.
By studying hundreds of fish from the same system, Ian can work out the age groups within that river. This study of the Daly River shows huge numbers of 3-year-old fish in 2007. Those barra were born in 2004, which was a big flow year for the Daly.
So what we can do is follow these age classes through and link that back to the river flow of the year in which the fish were born.
The chemical makeup of each otolith can also reveal when the fish has moved from saltwater to fresh.
As you can see, this fish here has never actually gone to freshwater ever at all, whereas the one below it has lived in saltwater for some time, moved into freshwater and then back into saltwater again.
After researching dozens of rivers, the fisheries team found the same pattern time and time again. The higher the flow of fresh water each wet season, the more barra there are in the river.
Barramundi become more abundant for two reasons. The first is that it carries big mature fish downstream and puts them into the estuary, allowing people to catch them. The other reason is that the fish that are born in that year actually survive better. So there's a greater survival of the young recruits for that year. They grow quickly, and therefore there's a higher abundance of them.
So why do barra grow faster after a flood? Well, a team of scientists has traced it back to one simple thing: a better food supply thanks to one tiny algae.
Now these nutrients are being converted into food on algae that is actually growing on submerged vegetation, not on the bottom of the rivers. By changing the length of time that the floodwaters are on or inundating these areas, you're actually affecting the whole food supply for the whole estuary.
It's not just barra, and it's not just our tropical rivers. Ian's research has found that a high flow in any Australian river system will boost the population of just about every fish species. He says that means we must strictly manage any man-made changes to the natural flow of our rivers.
What we do in our rivers will affect what's going on in the sea and therefore what we are eating. With 70% of seafood products that we eat living in estuaries, they're very important places. And if we disrupt them too much, then we're putting at risk a lot of our seafood.